Hey guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and I love to talk about movies and TV shows way too much. With that being said, in today's video, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite horror movies from the worst to the best, and I would love to hear your guys' rankings in the comments down below. In 10th place, I got Child's Play 1988. It was awful. I couldn't even watch it halfway through before I was genuinely mad and went to the real Child's Play movie. They changed the movie beyond recognition. The only thing that was the same was the character's name. The movie made it seem like it was technology is the routine of all evil when the original Child's Play had nothing to do with technology and more to do with voodoo and everything, which I really enjoyed. Chucky is a selfish serial killer who wants to kill those in his way of getting back into the human body. But other than that, I rate it a 3 out of 10. In ninth place, I have Terrifier 1. I was blown away by all the over-the-top scares. I thought, wow, the colors and choreography are genius, and shooting in the dark and basically everything in the dark is super awesome, and it blew me away and everything like that. The film is like a goth art film without any plot at all. No script. I guess that's how I felt, but it's just action and go. If you're into watching something without anything at all but gore is a fantasy design, this is the movie for you. And Art the Clown is awesome. This is one that you would indeed want to go watch and everything. And it's basically a brain dead story wise, effects, visuals, and everything like that. It's just stunning to me, which is why I rate it a 4.5 out of 10. In eighth place, I have The Shining. The Shining is just an overrated movie in my opinion. I will say it is a classic horror movie, but I found it to be very disappointing to me and just a little bit overrated. The storyline was boring and the plot was just bland and everything like that. And it being in a hotel was kind of interesting, but I thought the twin girls who are like tied together or whatever would add at least and make a mark in this movie and stand out, but it didn't. And the maze scene with the kid and his mom had nothing to do with anything, which kind of made me mad. And it's just boring, and it's the same camera shots for everything, and the angles are just overdoing it and all of that. The only thing I actually remember and like about this movie is the Here's Johnny scene. But other than that, I rate it like a 4.5 out of 10. In seventh place, I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, number 1. What begins off as a goofy and mediocre 70s horror flick in the first half quickly dissolves into a panic attack filled with the brim of artistic and jump scares. It's rough editing, never ending of just chaos chasing scenes and twists that the traps and remaining characters into a staring nightmare makes one of the most stress including films there is in the horror franchise. So out of that, I rate it a 6 out of 10. In sixth place, I have Saw 1. For me, the story and the screenplay were good. The direction was good. The suspense elements was also good, but the performances were average. You can't connect all the characters with the actors and everything other than the suspense of gore elements in the movie, making you enjoy the movie. Some clever ideas, but the movie is overstyled and some of the acting is kind of awful. But it's still a super fun watch, so I rate it a 6.5 out of 10. In fifth place, I have Halloween 1. I'm glad I can now say I've watched this film since it was an absolute classic. But unfortunately, I didn't enjoy it very much. You are definitely a hardcore fan of the whole horror movies, then this is definitely for you. But however, if you prefer the movies realistic modern and day films, then you would like the later movies. But everything, if a movie makes me laugh a little bit, I would enjoy it. But I do say that the murderer Michael Myers just shows up random points in time, and it's just the same music playing in the basic pattern with each character and everything. I will say Michael Myers is the most iconic horror movie killer of all time, though, which is why I rate it a 7 out of 10. In fourth place, I have the first Friday the 13th. The story revolves around Camp Crystal Lake, a summer camp with a dark history of tragic events, as a group of young counselors arrive to repone the camp and everything. They are unaware of the lurking danger and awaits for them. A mysterious and ruthless killer revealed to be Miss Voorhees, Jason's mother, and it seeks revenge for the death of her son, Jason, who drowned years earlier due to negligence and bad camping strategy and everything like that. But I will say it's super enjoyable, and I always watch the Friday the 13th movies on Friday the 13th every single year, and even Halloween. So I rate it a 7.5 out of 10. In third place, I have Nightmare on Elm Street 1. I like how it's about a boogeyman that is able to kill kids in their dreams and real life. I found that super interesting. I like this movie for being an earlier suspense and having a creepy atmosphere to it. Some of the acting was bad and unrealistic, but it was so fun to watch, and it had some shocking moments into it. It's a cinematic great movie for the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and you can literally capture everybody's fear and everything. And everyone should go watch this movie at least once in their life and everything like that. So I rate it a 8.5 out of 10. But in my runner-up spot, I have Scream 4. I was really shocked about Sydney's cousin Jill when she was the main antagonist and Ghostface at the end. That shook me for like the longest time, and it's the best Ghostface reveal of all time in my opinion. And I like her friend Kirby. She was a good addition, but it wasn't her. And I did think it was Kirby for the entire movie. But Jill's goon or helper Charlie is obviously because he is basically just pretty much worthy, and you knew that he had some aspects and antagonists in the storyline. I wasn't surprised about him being everything, but I am glad that Jill killed him off and everything because he was not the part of the story. He did not need to be part of the story. I will say that I did like, not even surprised that in the second killer and everything, because the only killer in the Scream franchise and the only one Ghostface in the franchise is Roman Bridger from the third movie. But I rate this movie a whopping 9 out of 10. But in first place, I have It Chapter 2. Such an amazing film, and I'm sad to hear that it won't be making a third film. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise is phenomenal. All the adult actors and actresses did a wonderful job portraying the kid actors from the first film. The horror was just right and not over the top and everything, and the stakes were raised in this movie to the point where you were invested in the story. It seemed like the film got better and better as it went on, and to be honest, time flew for me when I was watching this movie, and I didn't realize it was like 2 hours and 50 minutes long. And the film ran for more like an hour. That was truly amazing. The movie and everything, go watch it. It's super cool, and I will say I did tear up a little bit when Eddie died. Not so much Stanley though, and I cannot believe that Pennywise took that little kid right in front of Bill. Like, I was like, all right, where's the knife or anything? I'm gonna stab Pennywise. But I will say my favorite scene in the entire movie is when the losers were catching up at the restaurant, and I rate this a whopping 10 out of 10. But with that being said, guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my gaming channel and follow my TikTok. Link will be in the description for both of these things. But for now, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.